Okay guys, I'm back, and hopefully this video works, because I just did this long video and it didn't work. So but as I was saying before, that I had went to Zumba, um, and things happened. I cut off because I wanted to make sure that I did this video and did it right. So if you are right now in the process of trying to conceive, if you've never been pregnant, or if you haven't had a miscarriage, whatever your story is, but your desire is to be a mommy, I plead with you to watch this video. Why? Because I said so. No, really, I just truly believe in my heart that hopefully for somebody it will mean something to them. So, as you all know, in the process of doing my second fresh IVF cycle, but I've done a frozen embryo transfer that wasn't successful. And but I just want to just share with you what the Lord is. I don't know what the Lord is doing or saying or orchestrating, but I just wanted to talk to you all about what was going on, and to see where you guys, just to see if this means anything for somebody out there, like it means something to me. Anyway, as I said, that I had been working out, but like a week or two ago, I went and I met with this young lady that was showing me how to work some of the equipment. Make a long story short, she is a kindergarten teacher, and we ended up talking about, the public system and the kids, and she's a teacher in a not necessarily the best area in a different city that I live in, but she was saying how she has a lot of kids who have, if they have not been taken from their parents, then probably they should be taken. But anyway, she was saying how, sorry guys, she was saying how this one little boy in particular, who has been in the system since he was an infant, um, has moved 4 different times to 4 different foster homes in 1 year. And then he told her, all I want is a mommy and daddy that loves me. And boy, I tell you, I we both were crying our eyes out. I mean, it was so touching. And it made me realize again that there are so many kids out there that need homes. And that even though, I don't want to say for selfish reasons, even though, we want to have our own biological children, we want to have the experience of becoming a mommy and being pregnant and going through and birth and everything. Um, we want a little mini me, a little mini husband, of version of our husband. I thought our ultimate goal that we want to be is a mommy. Um, so then, like, the next day I went to Zumba, not to Zumba, but my Zumba instructor had us go, a couple of us go with her to perform at the community college to represent Colombia, because Zumba is from Colombia, at this international fest. So anyway, afterwards, a couple of young ladies, we were standing outside talking, and one is in her 60s and one is in her 40s, and they both were sharing with me their testimony of going through infertility and then having babies. Now, the one young lady, I call everybody young ladies, the the older young lady, she said that she was having issues, and right when she was about to put in her, they had put their paperwork in for adoption, is when she got pregnant. She did not adopt, but she did, have her baby. And the other lady said that she had one ovary that worked and one tube that worked, both on its different sides. So her right ovary worked and her left tube was open or functioning. So anyway, she said that they told her that, you know, she needs to look into adoption or IVF, and she was trying to adopt, and she said she had issues with adopting. Um, it was, it costs less to adopt a African American, a black baby, but a lot of places don't necessarily like to uh, uh, um, allow a child that's a different ethnic background to be with parents that are white or Caucasian or Hispanic or whatever. Anyway, so, but she says she did get pregnant. And so that's just a testimony right there to say that, you know, the doctors can say some stuff, but God ultimately has the final say. So they encouraged me so much without really even knowing it, about them telling me about what they've been through. And they encouraged me and say, you know, it's going to happen for you. It is. And I believe it. But back to then, like a few days later, 2 days later, I went over to speak with my mother-in-law about some things. And she was telling me that, she said, well, if you guys end up adopting, we'll love that baby no matter what. And then she says, you know, she apologized for hurting my feelings before, for saying, because every time I would see her, she'd say, you pregnant? You pregnant? And I didn't tell her about we were about to do IVF again. I don't know. Maybe I will, maybe I won't until it's afterwards. But anyway, she was telling me, again, my husband told me about this before, but I kind of shelved it. Her sister is a foster mother, and she has a few foster children. And she said that there's a little girl who is 3 years old, and she said, you know, everybody thinks you and your husband should go and meet the little girl. They think that you all would be great parents to her, and she's in the system, and she's never gonna, you know, be returned to her mother. And you know, I told her, I said, you know, we'll talk about it. You know, I'll talk to my husband about it. And she said, she looks just like our niece. And my husband, his father and his peoples, they're, yeah, they have a lot of stuff going on, Cuba and you know, I don't know, some other stuff. But my niece has the most beautiful curly blonde hair. Like, people pay good money to have that blonde hair with them highlights. And she was saying she looks just like her. And you know, and my thing is, I think it's a bunch of rubbish that you will hinder people, rather if it's because of they're not the same ethnic background or race, or that they are single, or even if that they're homosexuals or lesbians or what have you, that you don't allow children to be adopted out to those families. My question to people who think that it only should be a mom and dad in a perfect situation, what happens to these kids then? What would you have for these kids to experience and be put up with? Do you know what goes on in the system? I do, because I was a state ward of the court when I was a kid. You know, I don't go around telling people that, but I did. I was older. I was 13. But anyway, so, you know, unfortunately there are a lot of deadbeat foster parents, just like there are deadbeat parents. There are people who only want it for the money. But, you know, if you're thinking about, I want to have a baby, I want to have a child, I'm too old, the doctors say I'm too old and I don't want to do, you know, egg adoption or whatever. Have you thought about adopting a child that's already here, that deserves to have a good home with people who love them? I know we're considering, I talked to my husband and he asked me, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I think we definitely should really seriously pray about it. That no matter what happens with this IVF cycle, we should definitely pray about it. And let's meet her. So if she does become a real part of our family, she would look like her cousin. And she'll have people, or she'll look like her dad and her grandpa too. Because they little light things. But look at me talking about like she's already my child or what have you. But you know, I'm really, my heart is really have been getting really sensitive on this subject about adoption. And so all I would submit to you is, do you want to be a mommy, or do you want to have the experience of just being pregnant? Or do you want to be a mommy? There are so many kids out there. And just pray about it and see what the Lord will have for you to do. Yeah, because that's what I'm doing. That's what we're doing. So I'll keep you all posted. God bless you all. I love you all. I'm sorry I had a different video.